Hi, everybody. Can you tell Scott's awake? Because I just mucked it all up at the start. I'm sorry. I am just trying to fix it up. We've got lots of things coming to you for the next few weeks. It's going to be a busy few months here. I don't know how to fix the screen. I'm very sorry. Scott will be in shortly to do it, I hope. But we've got Katie waiting for us in the green room, so I'm going to bring her on and bring along your questions. Hi. I'm sorry. I pressed all the buttons and it didn't do what I wanted to do.
I'm glad it's not me.
I'm like, what's going wrong? This is why nobody likes me to do things without Scott. I need his guidance.
It's a tough job, isn't it? Technology.
It really is. And I'm the least technology person in the world, but I spend most of my time on my phone and computer. Oh, dear.
Yes, that's the irony. Same.
Yeah, it's crazy. How have you been? It's been ages since we spoke.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wait between releases this time, but really good. Really excited to be releasing music and busy, which is cool.
That is so good. So good, because you've got quite a few gigs. You've been doing a fair few, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, we started a band. I got some local players together and we've been rehearsing all year. So the first start of the year, we just went really hard at it, and now we've got this big repertoire ready. They're learning all the new songs that I've been writing as well, and we're getting a lot of bookings around the Northern Rivers, which is really exciting.
The Northern Rivers. So where exactly? Sorry, my brain is like, where's the Northern Rivers? So
I always think everyone the Northern Rivers, New South Wales. So the top of New South Wales, Lismore, in Byron hinterland, Lismore, that kind of area.
Beautiful area, and it'd be starting to get pretty warm there too now, wouldn't it?
Super warm. It's warm now. Yeah, it's really warm tonight.
We've had a nice couple of days. I think we hit 25 yesterday, which is
because it's really cold for a lot longer down there this year, hasn't it?
Yeah, and we had a week of so cold here. I had plants that did not survive a week of really ridiculous cold. It was like -4, -5, and I've never seen things just not survive some of these plants, and they just died off. I had a lemon tree that died because of it. Like, it was crazy. I've never seen that sort of weather.
So lots of spring.
Yes, maybe that's why I've got so many colds. Maybe that explains the whole I'm so blocked thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's probably what it is. I did get cold on the weekend. I was very cold on the weekend, but it was still fun. I still got to have a bit of a dance, so that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, warm up having a dance.
Yes, to good music. What more could you want?
Exactly.
So tell us a bit about, like you said, you've been a bit of time between singles, and you've been doing lots of shows all around that area. Have you been doing a bit of writing in between?
Yeah, so I wanted to finish my album this year, which I pretty much have. I could still maybe chuck a couple more on there if they come to me, but it's done. And we're about 3/4 of the way through recording it in the studio, which is really good, and working on releasing that probably mid next year. And I've already released Too Far Down, Can't Fake That, and now A Little Dirt, which are all off that record. So everyone's kind of getting a taste of what the vibe is for my music moving forward, which is a very cool feeling.
Exactly. Do you have a favourite out of the 3 you've released so far?
Too Far Down, for sure.
Yeah,
Ever.
For me, it's hard, but I'm really liking this one.
Thank
you.
Great.
I think that's probably because we're starting to get to that bit warmer, and we're getting thinking about summer, and going out. And the first thing I thought was Tamworth is so close, but I think that's because I got to see you in Tamworth. I think that's why it straight away hit my mind. When I just I think that's what that was.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I thought when I was putting it out. I thought, this is a spring soundtrack, so we'll put it out in October.
Yeah, it is definitely a spring soundtrack. How are you going with the recording this time to last time? So, was it 2022 you released your album?
Or 2023.
Gosh, that's crazy. But tell us a bit about the recording process then for Sticks, Stones and Stories to recording this next album. Has it sort of worked the same? Has it been a different experience?
Yeah, a different experience this time. Unfortunately, we can't all be together at the same time, the band and I. Stick Stones and Stories, we spent a few days in the studio and we all played. You know, I could look through the window and see Brad on the drums and be sitting there with Simon with the mixing decks. And it was kind of a big group project. But now, just with having my daughter and needing to be home a little bit more, and yeah, everything's changed a little bit. Rusty now has his own studio in Tamworth, so I go down, lay down some vocals, get the demo going, and then the guys kind of layer it, get it ready for me to come back and do final vocals. So it's still, it's always an amazing experience, but it does feel a little bit different this time.
Actually, I love that process. So I like hearing to the layering each time.
Yeah.
My mind, that's how I break a song down. It takes a long time, but that's how I break it down in my mind. I love seeing it build on itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I love hearing what Rusty comes up with. You know, he'll have heaps of dobro on there, and that'll really stand out because all the other stuff isn't on there yet. And it just, it's nice.
It's so good. Such a fun process. Do you find that you just get each other, or do you like to change things a little bit, or does it just sort of know your sound?
He does. We've worked together since the very first releases. So he's always been my producer, which I'm really grateful for. And he knows exactly, my style. And he does get it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, we might change a tempo, or it might be something minor. But most of the time he knows kind of how to bring it to life, which is really cool.
That is perfect. Oh, I love hearing things like that. Once you find someone that works, don't change. You got to go with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Hi, Jen. Naughty Nana is here watching. Jan has been going crazy at Groundwater. I have been watching, and that sounds really creepy, but I've been watching all your photos, Jan, and all the stories. And so many people have put photos up that you're in. I loved it. You didn't head up to Groundwater?
No, I didn't. It would have been amazing. I think next year we'll try again. I was there last year. But yeah, I actually had a couple of shows on the weekend. We had Lismore's show, played the main stage, and a couple of little acoustic shows. So I stayed home for this one.
That sounds fun though. That does sound fun. The Jen's laughing, and I can see Chris and I can see Timothy watching. There's lots of people popping in the room. Tell us in the comments where you are and what your last live show was. It's hard sometimes being down here, but we're getting better in Tassie with music. We just need to get better at buying tickets, as we do everywhere in Australia. But we do get to see a little bit down here. I'm like you. I went to Groundwater not last year, but I'd done, I don't know, was it 3 or 4 years before that, and I love it.
It's a festival. Really nice vibe. Does Tasmania have a festival?
We do have a couple of smaller ones, yeah. We have a couple of smaller ones, sort of different vibes. We've got, and we do a lot of other, so we do a lot of night festivals or like one-day festivals, and we have a couple that are over a couple of days. So we do have a few.
I'd love to come down.
Oh, you have to. You definitely have to come down. I was going to say we've got to get you down here. Are you going to tour when the album's out? Is that the plan? Do a bit more touring?
Yeah, that'll be really good. Now that I've got the band as well, they're really keen to hit the road running. So much.
I'm not the only one.
It's always that time of night. It's like, oh man. But yeah, so that'll be really good. We'll try and kind of probably do the East Coast, Brizzy, Sydney, Newcastle, Tamworth. But I would love to go down that way, down south, even just for a holiday, to be honest. But to play, would be amazing. Yeah,
you are welcome anytime, and we can organise both. Chris said that you went to 2 of Katie Jane's shows. That would have been amazing. I'm loving all her merch that I'm seeing around. Yes, no, definitely have to come down if you haven't been. It's just, we don't tell many people it's the best. We keep it secret, but it is the best. We do. It's my favourite. I love going to shows, and I love going to the mainland. I love going on different tours, but I love coming home. And I think
it's just a special place.
It is very lucky.
Everything I've seen looks amazing. So pretty.
Oh, it's beautiful. So for you, where you are, where would you fly in? Where would your main city be that you'd fly into to go home or go somewhere?
So probably Brisbane, usually. Brisbane or even Gold Coast. Gold Coast is closer, but Brizzy's a bigger airport. So yeah, we usually just fly out of there.
Yeah. How long do you have to drive to get there?
3 hours to Brisbane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, ish. Not too bad. I don't find that too bad, but I'm used to traveling. So.
Yeah, that's right. And it's 3.5 minutes to the airport from my house.
Oh, how good's that?
I love it. If I only have carry on, I know that when we land, and by the time the people that have bags checked in, by the time they get them off, I'm already home with a cup of tea.
Oh, that's so good. No waiting.
Yeah, not taking bags this time because I'm just going straight home when I land. Yeah, it's the best.
And that's all you want to do when you land as well. Get me out of here. Get me home.
I want to have a shower, wash the airplane stuff off, and and then I want to hit the cup of tea and have a cuddle with the animals. But I love it when we fly in because quite often you fly over and you go, "Oh, there's my house." It's still there. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Or when I'm leaving, I'm like, oh, that's a bit sad, but it's always good because I know when I'm leaving, it's usually for a show, so that's all right.
Yeah.
Worthwhile. Now, tell us a little bit about A Little Dirt. I do have a single thing here for it. Tell us a bit about when you wrote it, how it came about, and obviously you've already said that you released it because it's a spring song. But tell us a bit about the story.
Yeah, so I wrote Little Dirt last year when I was kind of reflecting a lot on my 20s. I'm 33 now, so I was kind of going over in my head what I would have done differently, and I thought, geez, I've got a lot of regrets. I just, I think that's normal and natural, though. I think it's such a growth spurt. It's such a growth phase for so many people. Some people love their 20s, but honestly, I think
it's better.
Yeah, 30s are way better. I think it kind of has to be like that, though, because we've got to accumulate the wisdom. We've got to work out what we want. Yeah. So that's why it's not a bad thing. I don't look back and go, gee, I wish I did it differently. But I just think, oh, man, it does make me cringe sometimes. And I thought no one escapes these feelings. Even if you're a no regrets person, I think someone's got something there that, they wish that they could do differently. So, of course, my songs, the intention behind most songs that I write, obviously it's cheap therapy for me, which is great, but I always want to make sure that I'm offering something to my listeners that they can connect with and hopefully feel better about themselves, because music for me has always just been that massive support. All through my life, there's been a song I could go to and I'm like, that song gets me and I feel better now because I heard that. So that's always my intention, what I want to offer to my listeners and my audience. So I thought, well, I want everyone to feel better about their dirt. And, I want this to be, even though it's quite raw lyrically, it does sound a bit sad lyrically. If you were just to read it, you'd be like, oh, but yeah, that's why when I wrote the melody, I thought I need to make this uplifting. I can imagine people driving along thinking, oh, yeah, who cares about the dirt? It's just a little dirt. Who I am. It doesn't make me any less than. And, it just turned out a great song. It fits really well with everything else that I've been writing as well. And it is the song on the album that kind of is the bop, that bright spring feeling bop. Yeah.
That's what I love. Just don't wear white. You'll be fine. Because then no one knows.
Exactly.
There's lots of people putting comments. I'm sorry. Scott's not here yet, guys. He will be. He promised, but I'm doing all of it tonight. And you always can tell because I'm never as good. That was from you, Scott, from Katie. What else have you got? Katie lives in New South Wales as well. There's a lot of artists in New South Wales at the moment. It's great. And what did Jen write? Said, never regret as I can barely read that. I'm sorry. As that is which you are meant to be at the time as well. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a bit like that. I don't like regrets because I think definitely if you went back, you probably have chosen a different path, but it's kind of got me to here, I guess. So that's
what I thought. And I do believe I'm a little bit of a fated destiny kind of person. I think we do have certain lessons that we're here to learn. And unfortunately, we do have to learn them through uncomfortable, regretful situations.
And some of us take a few to learn. Well, maybe I misunderstood it. So let's try it one more time and see what happens. I've done that a few times now.
That's better. I'm a bit brighter. There we go.
That's lovely. Now, so and we did have, I'm sorry, but we do have a socials for the current single. So if you guys haven't already heard it, you can scan the code or wait till the show's finished. And in the top of the comments, we have the film clip. if you want to have a look. Can you tell us a little bit about the film clip, Katie? Because I love all the things that you do on camera. It always looks beautiful. But tell us a bit about filming it. Where were you? How did it all come about?
Yeah, there's always a goofy Katie story in them as well, though. So
I love that. That's why I like your stories.
It's always something going haywire. But we were we got to shoot on location at Cambogie Woolshed, which is where the photo shoot was done for my album, for Sticks, Stones and Stories. So same beautiful landscape, highland.
Yeah, I think you said that. The name sounded familiar as soon as you said that. Yeah.
That's a tough one. So, and then I met Jeremy from Eyes and Ears Creative. He shot it there with me. And, it was really straightforward. We kind of knew what vibe we wanted and what we wanted to do. And we thought, it'd be so good to get a handful of dirt and just, slowly run it through and get that slow-mo shot. Of course, that's a great thing to do for this song. And I was thinking, I'll pick up some dirt from the ground and do that. Easy. But here in Northern Rivers, it's really soft, lush dirt. I could probably do that. It was really hard ground, and I'm going, I can't get any dirt. I can't pick up any dirt. I'm going around looking at the ground trying to get enough dirt to get that shot.
Go to Bunnings to get some potting mix.
We actually may have stolen some potting mix. That wasn't Jeremy, not me. I went over and found a dried cow poo. And I was like, you know what? I've been touching this stuff all my life because I'm treading in it. I'm always around it. Whatever.
I would do it.
Yeah. Dry. And I thought, country.
For music. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I picked it up and crumbled it up and I went, look at this. And he's like, perfect. I said, it's cow shit. And he's like, okay. So now when people watch the film clip.
Oh my God, I'm going to watch it again now.
I
don't know. I think you might have just got the best moment. I said to Scott this year, we'll have to go through some of the footage and pull out, the most different moments of the year. I think we just got the funny moment. What are you prepared to do? How far can you go for music?
Exactly. And when there's this expectation, and Jeremy kind of didn't let up either. I was like, well, what are we going to do? Thinking, we'll just do, find something else. And he's like, looking around, got to get in that dirt. Like, we've got to get the shot. Jeez. Wish I took my shovel that day. That would have been it. So I'll have to even
it. That's great. Oh my gosh. And
so
you travelled in separate cars, so he didn't have to put up with the smell on the way home.
Yeah, it didn't smell too bad. Well, maybe I'm used to that too.
Yeah, that's right. So, it's better than human, It
yeah,
could have been wet. It could have been wet poo, and that would have been even worse again. So
I had an interview earlier today, a radio interview, and he said that. He goes, lucky it isn't wet. And I just had that visual in my head, and I was like, oh.
I've had that on me too.
Not dirt looking at all. But my mum watched it when I first showed her. I didn't even tell her. And she goes, is that cow poo?
She knows you well.
Mama, like she knows all about cow poo. So you can't fool my mum. She's like, you played in cow poo in the film clip.
Just for the film clip. That's how dedicated you are to your craft.
And look at the shot though, when you watch it, you're like, that is a good shot.
And it was not as fine as what the dirt would have been. So it probably was better for the slow-mo.
Exactly. Nice crumble texture.
Question, country girls know. That's exactly right. I don't think it smells that bad. I really don't. But then it's probably because I smell other things. That's probably worse. But no, I don't think it's
yeah. When you're in the cattle yards, it smells bad. Yes. Like when there's a lot of,
My mum has always worked for Elders, and she used to go to Kill a Fatty every week, and she'd always come home with splatters of it all over her. And you could always tell when Mum was home because you could smell it. Mum's home.
The door.
Where's the hose, like she used to do to us as kids. Oh dear, you're not coming in the house till I hose you down. It's cold.
Yeah, it would be down there. Not ideal.
Very cold sometimes. There was a few where I fell into the creek and landed in the mud a few times. And she
Yeah.
hosed me down at the door. I wasn't allowed to go in until I was hosed down. I learnt my lesson.
Yeah.
But I still kept doing it. So
Yeah.
2024 isn't that far from done. What is the rest of the year got in store for you?
I've got a few local gigs with the band, which is really good. Just around the Northern Rivers Hotel have booked us every month, which is really fun. It's just such a fun gig. And it's great to build that local following and just see friends and family there as well. I do Coffs Coast Country Music Festival this weekend, which will be...
gosh, that's coming up, yeah.
So it's this Saturday, and then we roll into Tamworth. So there's not a lot yet left, there's no more releases really, but I think early in the year I'll probably sneak another song out because I can't help it. I just want to. And then we'll get ready for the album. So it'll be a pretty big year next year, I'd say. I might need a holiday at the end of it.
Yeah, I reckon. Down to Tassie. We'll do a show. We'll end the tour here, and then you can have a couple.
Do a show? Yeah. Then we'll just drink wine and have
Yeah, that's right. We can do. I reckon we can find someone to take us for the winery, so we'll be fine. We'll do it.
We'll do it.
Yeah. Well, we have to do them all because we don't want to be unfair. And
that's right.
One. So
yeah,
all the fruit. We'll have all the fruit. It'll be great. So I can't believe you just said that. Like rolling into Tamworth, how crazy is that? Are you going to try and have a little bit of time off, like between Christmas and New Year, or do you gig normally in that period?
I try not to, especially because we've got our little family now. It's really nice just to have that time. We'll even go away in the caravan and just kind of camp out for a little bit before Tamworth. So that'll be really nice. I think I finish up sort of mid-December with gigs, and then I'll have a little break before Tamworth.
Yeah, you need it, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And then after Tamworth, you also need it.
We'll have to get your Tamworth gigs and pop them up on the page too, because I think everybody's at the point where they're starting to plan again and of how shows they're going to go to. I find that so hard now because you just can't get all of them.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, but it is worth it. And I think the one good thing about it is that we can support each other in Tamworth because we're all in the one town and we all try and get to, it's the one time of the year that you feel like, I get to see somebody or do, when we're on the road doing music. Yeah. So it's going to be really fun. Cannot wait. What about you with your socials and things? Do you have a preference of where people can find your music or keep up to date with your shows? What's your preferred site?
Yeah, I've got, I think the website's there, katiebrookmusic.com always has the gig dates and everything coming up, and all the links are there to everything as well. And then I hang out on Instagram, probably the most social media-wise. But a little bit of Facebook and TikTok and all the things as well. But you'll find me. Katie Brooke Music, pretty much everywhere.
Did these photos, were these done at the same time?
No, not as the film clip day. So this was a bit earlier.
Different top to the film clip, yep.
Yeah, so we did them just at the farm, like near our house, like my brother's farm, that side of it. Yeah, and well, they've just started upgrading all their yards and fences and everything to like the steel rail and that. But my brother still has the old rusty tin and the wooden rails and everything. So I said we've got to get photos there because I love that old farm look. Yeah,
me too. And if he does decide to update it, take it with you. Keep it and put it in your card.
Yes,
so that you can. This is photo wall, my photo fence. It doesn't have to hold anything in. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It can fall down.
That's right. It won't matter. Yeah, we'll just lay on the ground next to it. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for doing the show. We always talk so long, and I always keep you, and I love it. But if we want to get along to a show, as you said, Instagram's probably your most up to date. If we want to, can we get an album, the 2022 album for Christmas presents? Maybe do you still have copies?
I do. I still have some, and it's on the website. You'll be able to purchase those, and hopefully some new merch soon. I'm just really decisive. I don't know what logo. I don't know what to do with the artwork, so I'm still deciding. And then we'll have some new merch soon. That's the
hard part, isn't it? Because you can have Katie Brooke, or you can have like a little dirt. Like you can have artwork that's new that probably doesn't change, but then for different singles, I find for Country Kickback at least, you've always got the same logo. and you're not having to redesign. Like, that's the hardest part for you guys, I think.
It is, and I find a lot of artists have similar little icons or a hat or something. So I might do like a whip or something like that, because that's a bit different and that's very me.
Are you okay on a whip? Can you do it?
Yeah, I can crack a whip because my dad's a whip maker, so I kind of have to. It's a rule.
You've had to learn, yes. Do you enjoy it still, or was it you made to learn?
Oh, no, I do love it. I do really love it. The last single, Can't Fake That, has a whip crack at the start of the song. That's my whip crack. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. I love that. I remember learning to whip crack in Gympie a long time ago, and there was a guy there, and he said he'd won some Australian championships, and to be honest, I cannot remember his name, and I probably wasn't very sober when I met him, but it was well before I was doing anything Country Kickback. This would be a good nearly, I don't know, 15 years, maybe more. And he said, oh, come on, you can learn how to crack a whip. And I wanted to. So I was like, yeah, all right. And he got me in the ring and he said, now look, he said, it's this long and it can't get me. You'll be fine. And just do as I tell you. Well, I did what he told me and I got him. And he goes, oh, and just a moment. And he goes, I'll come behind you and you won't get me. I'll help you. And he did it and I got him again. And then he went away and he comes back, and there was a big crowd watching because it was very entertaining. He comes back with this big face mask, like his metal face mask, and he goes, now try.
Oh, man.
It cracked the mask. It worked.
Oh, good. It only takes a few goes and a few injuries. And
that's it. Yeah. He didn't make me pay for the whip. He gave it to me.
That's good.
You can have it. Yeah, just leave. Yeah, please take them back.
All my scars. Yeah.
I won't do that again. And I came back and I practiced and I did. They hurt.
Can you still crack it?
I reckon I could. I have it for ages. It's in the shed. I should go and get it. It's still there. It's still good. I should go and grab that out, actually. When you come down here, we can have a go.
We'll do some whip cracking. Sober, maybe before the wineries. Yeah.
Yes, probably a good idea. But it doesn't hurt as much when you're not sober.
Exactly.
But no. Well, thank you so much for tonight's show, and thank you for joining us. You always come back, and I love that. So can't wait to see you in Tamworth, and I can't wait for the new album. Guys, if you haven't already heard A Little Dirt, either go back through the video and scan the QR code, or go right to the top of the comments on whatever platform you're watching from, and the link is in the top of the comments for the video, or for Katie's link tree as well. That's there. So jump on, have a look, let us know, because we can still read the comments after the show. So pop them in there and let us know what you think of the film clip, and let us know what you think of the single. If you're in Tassie this weekend, come down to Mathina. We've got James Bundle playing down there. We're going to be filming a film clip, parts of it. So if you want to be involved and you want to come and be in it, come down, because we're going to be filming. We might even get you to put some footage in it. Come and have a chat and let us know that you're there for that, and we'll add you in. Thank you again, Katie. It's always lovely having you on the show.
Yes. Oh, it's such a pleasure. Thanks so much, Danni.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon.